Pay attention if you want to learn. If you don't want to learn, just do your thing. Okay? So let's create a main method here. And then we have to include this in a do while. Okay? Do while. Let's just make it, for now, let's just make it true this time. I'm going to edit that later. Okay? So this is the new, what do you call this? New syntax for switch. Okay? But before that, let's let's just enter this one. Salt. And then, can you dictate me the one? I like this, Miss Helena's design. She put it inside a bracket. It's good. It's a cool design. Okay, add student. I do not mean she's my favorite. Huh? What's the second? She's not my favorite. All of you are my favorites, guys. Number three, especially Mr. Jonathan. That for now, he discovered that, you know, it's so cool to solve a programming problem when he exerted much effort on it. Isn't it, Mr. Jonathan? I saw your I saw your gig a while ago. What else? Number four? Number four? And then number five? So you're violating your rule. We have to disallow long lines of code so we can break them down together, like what I told you. I think this is automatically. Yeah. Look at that. This is so cool. This IntelliJ is so cool. Okay. And then we allow the user to input something, but I want to declare a scanner outside of that. Okay. Input new scanner system.in. I don't have a solution in mind right now, but let's try to solve this together. Okay? So you understand. Now, let me now allow the user to input his choice. Let me just put their choice. And then I proceed to getting something. So this time, let me just use int c for choice is equal to input dot next int. Okay. Now, to take care of the invalid, what do you call that? Invalid number, we can have a method for that, which I already introduced to you in your Compro 1. So this one, for example, let me just run this one and show you in most of you guys did not get this. Look at this. I have to handle that properly. One way to do that is using the try catch, right? Using the try catch. But there's a more efficient way to do that, which I introduced to you during the time we are not yet discussing try catch, okay, or exception handling. So we can create a function for that. So I'm not going to put it here. It's basically a long code. So let's just encapsulate that within a function. Static, this will return a number, and then get number, okay, something like that. And then let's just return something, or for now let me declare something int number, okay, and then return number, which is, says here, let me default it to 0. Okay, so I'm going to do a do while here. Okay, and then I will have to declare a new scanner because I will need it here. scanner input separately because it cannot access the scanner that I have declared here. So let me create a separate scanner for this method. Okay. New scanner. You can always interrupt me, guys, if you are not getting what I'm trying to do here and ask me a question. What do you call this? Let me just apologize. Sometimes it's my immediate response is I get angered or frustrated when you are asking me something I already introduced to you. But every time I realize, I should just remind you rather than telling you that I already told you that and showing you some frustration in my part. Okay, let me just apologize for that. But this time, I want to encourage you that every time you forget something, you want to be reminded, just ask me or Miss Helena. Okay, so do, and then what we are going to do now is we're going to check whether there's a valid integer in our keyboard buffer. So we can do if input has next int. That's the function. Or you can check any data type like double, float, whatever, but we are looking for integer. If you have a valid integer in the keyboard already, meaning what the user inputted is a valid number, then we can proceed to reading that. So we can avoid the error a while ago. Number is equal to input dot next int. Okay, something like that. Else, if it's not, then what I will do is I'm going to discard what's inside it. I will just do input dot read line. Input dot read line. What's wrong with this? Input dot. Yeah, next line. I'm messing with the. My mind is, I'm talking about the keyboard. No, buffered reader. Okay. Else, and then now this time we can now introduce a switch. I mean a Boolean variable so that we can tell that it's not yet a valid choice. So we can have Boolean is valid input, something like that. Let's default it to true. While not is valid input, while not is valid input, I'm going to continue doing this. So is valid input here is, what do you call that? False. And then I can also break this one, that one, or I can basically return the number here. Okay, return can be used to terminate a loop, not just the function. Okay? Now, the logic of this is, I'm going to allow the user, okay, okay, I forgot something. I'm going to do invalid input, something there. Try again. Okay? Try again, and then it's going to do it here. Okay? It's going to do it over and over again. Okay? So that way. So this is the logic. I'm going to check whether there's a valid something in the keyboard. If not, I'm going to discard the input value or the entered value. And then I'm going to turn off is valid input, meaning the input was not valid. So it's going to return performing this one. But that's just my assumption. We have to check this whether it's working. And instead of just doing input that next in here, I can just call the get number. And for now, I don't need this scanner here yet. I will just turn that on when I need it in the future. Okay? Let me run it. For those, okay. Let me try invalid input. Try again. It's working already. Look at that. Okay? Invalid input again. Invalid input. Try again. Instead of showing the error input mismatch exception. But you can also use the, what do you call that? You can also use that. Just implement a different logic for that. You can do something with try catch. You just put the try catch in here, and then you decide whether there's something valid and then you redo getting number until the user gives a valid number. Now I'm done with that, and then let me introduce to you the new switch. Okay, see, and this is just it. Okay, you can, let me just, okay, so this is the logic. I mean, this is the new syntax. Give me 5 minutes. Can you give me 5 minutes? If it, anyway, it's your next class. Okay. For Miss Sarah, you're free to go. Okay, case, and then one, and then you can have it like this. Okay, and you don't have to put break already. The fall through behavior in new case statement is removed. You don't have to put break anymore. Okay, so case one, you can say perform anything there like printing, add student. Okay, and then case, after that is case 2, south, view all student, and so on and so forth, guys. Okay, for default, you can have uh, invalid. Okay, you can just say invalid, south, invalid, input, something like that. Okay, and then, for example, I have case 6. Okay, 6 for logout. Let's just skip the rest of the number. You just continue that or implement that yourself. Uh, Goodbye. Mwah. Something like that. And then in here, okay, I can have a switch for my do while here, uh uh like boolean is exited or is exiting, something like that. By default, it is false. Okay? While not false, while not is exiting, I'm going to do this. Okay? I'm going to do these things. So when my case is 6 already, I can now change the value of my is exiting so that the program will terminate. Like is exiting is equal to true. Now, it's important for you to use proper naming of your variable, especially for boolean switches. When I say switch, turn on and off. Do not be confused when I say switch. I'm not pertaining to this one. So you have to choose choose properly your variable name so that when you define the logic, you will not be confused. Like, I'm not going to turn off my do while until it is exceeding, or not is exceeding, while the value of this is what? True. Because not true will always be, no, not false, by the way, will be true. It's going to keep on doing that. Not, not false. Na-confuse na ako. If it is not is exceeding, then I'm going to, the value of that will be true, right? Okay? But if it is exceeding, that will be exceeded. Let's try that one. Okay? Wrong number, invalid input. Let me try 1. Add student. Did you see that? Now let me try 6. Goodbye, moi. The program exited. Okay? Now, you can enclose for multiple line codes inside cases. You put braces. But if that is just single line, you can just omit that, like add student. Something like that. That's valid. This is single line content. But if it is multiple, you just put that inside the brace. That's the new case statement, and it doesn't have the fall through behavior already. In other words, you don't have to put break in each case already. It's implicit. When you say implicit, it's implied. You don't have to put it. It's already there. Okay? That's the new switch statement. And that is the solution of our menu. And then, these are just placeholder. You can have call function to view students. Okay? And then also, you can have uh, call function to add student. Okay? And so on and so forth. You just implement that later. You put in functions those sub-processes or sub-operations rather than putting everything inside of this. Okay? Try to make your main method concise, short. Okay? Did you get that, guys? And that's all. Thank you for attending my class. See you again tomorrow. Yeah. Any question?